Kristi, hi, how you doing? I've got your work up right here, and let me see. I got your message, but I didn't get it till Sunday, so I really apologize for that. Typically, I travel on Saturdays for the studio, so sometimes I'm a little bit short on time on Saturday, so I apologize for that. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. So what I've been doing, if you've been looking through some of the other videos, is I've just been kind of pulling up the infographic, and then I've been pulling up the actual directions so that we can just kind of compare the two. So let's go ahead and do that. Here's your infographic. Let's just reduce that just a little bit here. I think that's good. I think we can see everything we need to see right there. So let's go ahead. All right, so the first frame, we've got 1 cup of rolled oats. My recommendation here is to take these oats and place them in here instead of having that solid. That can almost be construed as a liquid. And I know you've got the arrow pointing, but just to reinforce the visual, let's go ahead and add the actual oats here so that we can see them through the cup. So that's not mistaken for some sort of liquid. So we have a cup of rolled oats, 2 cups milk, water, or a combination of both. I think this is an excellent depiction of the combination of both. This is outstanding. Very good work here. My recommendation on this frame is twofold. Number one, you've got this kind of milk carton right here. And then you've got the water depicted by that blue. So to depict the fact that this could be water, milk, or a combination of both, that's shown right here. So right here, you've got the colors shown, right? So go ahead and show the colors here. I also think that that cup, the foreground cup, looks like it's smaller. These are each cups, 1 cup measuring, right? So let's make sure those are the same size. It's a good, smart idea to overlap as such, but be sure to present those in the same scale so that the viewer doesn't mistake one as a smaller measurement than the other. Okay, so you add the ingredients, yes, and then you bring to a simmer, stirring frequently. That's great right there. You could actually even combine these two. Okay, you've got medium heat, you could stir frequently right there just by adding the spoon. I think that would condense things. It will eliminate a step, and of course, eliminating a step in any set of instructions points towards more simplicity. More simplicity typically relates to deeper and more engaged understanding. Okay, so then we have that's not required. You don't have to do that. I mean, I'm just mentioning. I think as we look at the infographic at this, and I'm just going to change gears for 1 second because I want to talk about the visual process here. Right now, I think that there's some areas that just are lacking contrast. As we can see, this arrow right here is almost not visible, and if we zoom out even further, you can see it's now not visible. This arrow here is very difficult to see. So make sure that arrow there for the spoon, that's difficult to see. This arrow, so you want to make sure that everything is visible even at a distance. So a great technique there is, of course, zooming out to make sure things are visible. Okay, so back to the task at hand, which is bringing to a simmer, stirring frequently. Add your flavorings as it begins to cool. That's good. So once well, I'm sorry, it begins to soften. I said cool. And once it begins to soften and the liquid thickens, you can add your flavors. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So then it's simmer and stir until the host reaches desired consistency. I think at this point you could add so you're saying 10, or here you're saying 20 minutes. This says typically 10 to 20 minutes. You got to make a distinction here in this time of that it shows in between 10 and 20 minutes, not the full 20 minutes. Okay. But also you're not showing heat right here. Here and plus the heat right here, I think could be more well defined. Okay, you're showing the medium temperature, but show the heat there. Show the heat there since that's still on the heat. Show the heat here since it's still on the heat, and show the heat here since it's still on the heat. You wouldn't show the heat here because presumably at this point we've removed the mixture from the heat, right? So make sure you show 10 to 20 minutes here. You can also show how the oats reach their desired texture and consistency by maybe showing a spoon, 1 spoon with drippy oats, showing the 10 minutes, and then one spoon with more solid oats showing the 20 minutes, right? Then you go to the rest is crystal clear. So just a couple of minor things right there, but think about making those changes. I think those will help improve. I also think you could use a little bit more pop of color in the the presentation. I think what would do it is here, adding color there, and then adding the flames and so forth. One other, well, I'll leave that alone. One technique that I will mention, one technique you use if you're showing something that could be possibly sitting on a table, right? You could show, to add depth, just a line right back there, just a line, just a little horizon line. And that kind of gives a depth. This one, non-applicable. This one, maybe a line right there. This one maybe not applicable. Anyway, food for thought. All right, just a couple of minor tweaks here, but I think that overall you're very, very effective. Just a couple of things that could be mistaken, and I think we're good to go. All right, great job. Thank you very much.